And welcome everybody to Bristol Motor Speedway for the NARC Dirt Midgets. My name is Thomas Brandon and is the Sports Racing Network. Thank you very much for joining me tonight as, like I said, the Dirt Midgets will be running here at the Bristol Motor Speedway. So tonight we got a pretty good turnout for the event. Will be interesting to see as the NARC did increase their feature size tonight. So more cars will be on the track. We'll have to wait and see how that's going to look in the feature. Right now we're just running the track in for hot laps. So a few things to keep in mind, keep an eye on tonight. So last week we had a really good show at Weed Sport where one of the drivers who'd been running up front all night long, Shea Paulo, ended up not getting the finish he wanted. Shea not here tonight, but the man who did win the race, Gunnar Harris, is, and will definitely be someone to keep an eye on. He was super fast last week at Weed Sport. We'll have to see if he can continue that this week at Bristol. And we should be wrapping up hot laps here fairly soon and get this thing underway. So, and there it is. So qualifying will begin, and after that we will get started with the heat. And there's Patrick Spangler taking to the track for his qualifying run. Bristol, it's so hard to qualify at this track. And he got a little loose there coming into the corner, and that's the big thing at this track. You've got to try to keep the car as straight as possible. Basically, you just want to run these things like you do a wing car. Just keep it as straight as possible and not scrub any speed. If you can do that, you can lay down a pretty decent lap. If not, you're gonna fall, and you're gonna fall fast because the track is just so fast. And as you can see right now, Jake Sonnentag is on top with the 17-1, followed by Trenton Verstraeten. Craig Silby in third with the 17-2. Englehart 17-2, Sherham 17-2. Really fast, really close up top, only a tenth of a second separating the top 5 cars. So definitely some fast guys here tonight, like I was saying earlier, and it'll be interesting to see what happens. Looks like we got about 30 or so cars, so a few will be going home tonight for the feature, and should be interesting. So tonight's format, NARC rules is we've got 8-lap heat races tonight. This is Bristol. Typically they will run 10-lap heat races, but tonight they're running 8 laps because this track is just so freaking big and the heat races take so long. So 8-lap heat races. Top 4 will be going to the feature, and then they do run the alphabet soup consolations tonight. Based on the car count, looks like we're probably only going to have a B main, would be my guess, and then we will fill out the rest of the feature with the B main. So looking at the numbers, it looks like we're going to have 3 heat races, so we'll probably be taking 8 cars from the B main tonight. So we'll see what happens. Bristol typically hasn't been slicking off as much as the other tracks have been here on the sim. The race that we ran last night in the big blocks, we had the same car count as tonight, about 20, 24, 25 cars in the track. Stayed pretty tacky through most of the night, so we'll have to see what happens tonight. It is a little bit lighter outside, so we'll see if the heat and the daylight plays a role on the track surface. All right, and it looks like we're gonna get heat race number 1 lining up here in just a second. As they're taken to the grid. So tonight's first heat race is lining up, and on the pole with the quick time is Jake Sonnentag, and outside of him in the 47 car we have Herbert Engelhart. Lining up in row number 2 on the inside is Brandon Garman, and outside of him is Cale Halbert. On the inside of row 3 we have Jarrett Pike, and outside of him is Patrick Spangler. In row number 4, last week's winner, Gunnar Harris, coming in the number 7th spot, and outside of him is Todd LeBau. And in our last row, we have Thaddeus Marshall, and outside of him, we have Tim Burnham. So, 8 laps in the heat race. Jake Sonnentag with the fast time, just slightly faster than the man outside of him, Herbert Engelhart. So it'll be interesting to see what happens here when they take the green. Track is still really tacky, really fresh, so it's gonna be like we talked about a minute ago. Keep the car straight, try not to make any bobbles, get the car down low, and just maintain that moment. Whoever does that the best will make it to the feature. All right, and here we go. They're into turn 3. Pace truck's going to be pulling off here any second as Sonnentag and Engelhart lead heat race number 1. Down out of turn 4 to the green flag, and we are underway. Sonnentag jumps out to an early lead, and Engelhart falls in right behind him, followed by Garmin and Heilbolt in the 4th position, with Pike and Spangler battling for that 5th spot. Sonnentag's increasing his lead over Engelhart, and there is a pretty decent sized gap there to 3rd place, and from 3rd place to 4th place it's pretty spread out. 4th place is where all the action is happening, as Cale Halbert has a ton of heat all over his back from Jared Pike for that last transfer spot. As Pike comes to the inside as they head into turn 1 side by side, Pike throws the slider, doesn't slide that far up as Halbert slides up there and just falls in behind Pike. So Pike grabbing the 4th and final transfer spot here on lap number 3. Halbert catches the apron there. That right there can really mess you up, because when you hit that thing, it is scary. The car gets so out of whack. Now we've got Sonnentag, Engelhart, and Gunnar Harris was the car in 3rd place. Why are my standings saying? Please forgive me, my standings were wrong. This happened in the first broadcast. I didn't have the right button hit. My bad. Gunnar Harris, last week's winner. Well, that's not surprising that he made his way up there that fast. He was definitely fast last week. He's fast again. Don't know what happened to him in qualifying, but he's definitely making up for it as he is reeling in Herbert Engelhart there in the 2nd place position. Behind Harris is Brandon Garman in that 4th and final transfer spot, as Cale Halbert is catching him slowly but surely. Couple laps left to go. Will he have enough to reel him in and get around him for that 4th and final transfer spot as they come to the white flag? Harris looks to the inside of Engelhart, gets below him there, makes a move. He's going to get around him, it looks like, to take the 2nd place position from Engelhart as they come. Oh no, he gets his nose, and Engelhart gets into the wall. Oh man, that is a bummer. Engelhart had that 3rd position, and that just made the race for Cale Halbert, as he's going to bring home the 4th and final transfer spot here in heat race number 1. Man, that is rough. Man, make it all the way there last turn and just barely caught it. Didn't see it up close. It looked like it might have been netcode, which unfortunately is pretty famous here at Bristol in these cars. Had some horrible netcode the last time that we absolutely horrible. So very unfortunate, but I'm sure he'll be back through the B main. He's definitely fast. Someone to look out for. So heat race number 2 now starting to take the grid here as we've got Trent Verstraeten on the pole, and outside of him we have Craig Sherham. In row number 2 on the inside we have Tony McGill, and outside of him we have TJ Skyme. In row number 3 is Kenny Hoffman, and outside of him we have Giovanni Mungin. In row number 4 on the inside we have Bruce the Boss Klingen, and outside of him we have Justin Sherman, and bringing up the tail we've got Devin Thompson. So fairly exciting heat race number 1. We'll have to see what happens here in heat race number 2 as the track's starting to slick off a little bit, become a little bit more racy. Should start to see a little bit more passing now as this track wears in a little bit more after each one of these races. You can see the sun is still out. Definitely will affect the way this track wears in, which is a good thing. You know, for the longest time I hated slick tracks, but now I cross my fingers for them, just like many of these guys do. It makes the racing a whole lot better. So we'll have to see if the track slicks out the way we want it to. These midgets don't normally do it as much as the wing cars do, but long night to go, so we'll see what happens. All right, Verstraeten, Sherham bringing him down into turn 3 and out of turn 4. Force the start of heat race number 2. Pace truck is off and we are under green. Stratton jumps out to a quick lead. Got a good jump there on Sherham. Sherham went and then lifted. Got a bad jump, but he looked like he made up for it pretty quick as we've got Tony McGill, TJ Skyme, and Kenny Hoffman. Oh, and someone's in the wall. Someone's in the wall and they flipped, but the racing has continued up front as Verstraeten, Sherham, Gill, and Sky. Oh my goodness, and Sherham and Verstraeten just got together and it is chaos in turns 1 and 2 as half the field just got wadded up there. And that's going to put TJ Skyme in the lead, followed by Giovanni Mungin and Bruce Klingen. Man, what a wreck. That wiped out the top half of the field. And now you can see Skyme, Mungin, and Klingen have all but wrapped up the top 3 transfer positions. What's going to be interesting is will Justin Sherman here be able to hold on? He's got a huge gap over the 5th place Kenny Hoffman and 6th place Devin Thompson. They've really got to try to reel him in, but they've only got about 3.5 laps to do it. So if Sherman can hold on, he's going to have a pretty nice transfer into the feature. Obviously, I wouldn't say easy with all the chaos that he had to go through to get to it, but man, that was a big one. Really, really rough for Trent Verstraeten. He was running up front there. That's definitely a tough break for him. Behind him, you've got Thompson and Hoffman. Everybody's really strung out right now on the track as after that wreck. So Mungin goes to the outside of Skyme and takes the lead. Giovanni Mungin hasn't ran NARC in quite a while. It's good to see him back. He's always fast at everything he runs, and as you can see, he's made his way up to the front and he's definitely looking good tonight. Had a good start, good run in qualifying, and has definitely picked it up here in the heat race. White flag for heat race number 2. You have Giovanni Mungin, TJ Skyme, Bruce Klingen, and Justin Sherman, your top 4 transfers, as Mungin, Skyme, and Klingen have broke away from the pack. And something just happened. It looks like to Justin Sherman had a problem, as Devin Thompson is now in the 4th place. Definitely one of the craziest heat races we've seen, as 2 accidents, one big one and one little one, have cost a bunch of people a chance at the feature. So your top 4 in that one, man, Skyme, Mungeon, Klingent, and Thompson making it to the feature. That was definitely one of the crazier heat we've seen in a while. So, have to see if heat race number 3 can keep up with it. So, on the pole in heat race number 3, we've got Craig Silby. Outside of Silby, we have Michael Klinkafus. I'm sure I'm saying that wrong, so please forgive me. Inside of row number 2, we've got Michael Birthday. Outside of him, we have Sammy McNabb. Row 3, we have Al Denton. And to the outside, we have Brandon Voiles. In row 4, on the inside, we have Mace Herman, followed by Kurt Ney. And in row 5, we have Lane Stevens bringing up the rear in heat race number 3. Alright, so this should be our third and final heat race. I don't think we're going to have a fourth one. It should be the third and final one. After this, we should be into the consolation. So 4 more transfer spots up for grab here in heat race number 3. As you can see, the track is starting to get more and more slick as this race goes on. And with the sun going down, we'll have to see if it's going to continue. But that last race is definitely exciting. We'll have to see if it continues in heat race number 3. Alright, pace truck is off. Silby leads him down.
Green flag,
Takes the green and jumps out to a big lead. Outside pole, Klinkafus did not get a good jump, allowing Birthday to sneak into spot number 2. As Klinkafus is followed by Sammy McNabb. And we've got contact back between Boyles and Herman, as they are all wadded up back there for 5th, 6th, and 7th. But here up front, we have Craig Silby to an early lead, followed by Michael Klinkafus and Michael Birthday and Sammy McNabb, dicing it up for that 4th and final transfer spot. Now, they've got a big gap between them and the 5th place car, and 5th place and 6th place, they just made contact back there. As Herman, and there's a wreck there on the front stretch. That is a bummer, as we lose 2 of our drivers right there here in heat race number 3. Back up front, we have Craig Silby, followed by Michael Klinkafus, Michael Birthday, and Sammy McNabb. Silby on the bottom as Klinkafus is up there running the marbles, followed by Birthday. The marbles would usually come in these non-wing cars, the cars that don't have any downforce. That usually is the line, but Silby seems to be getting that bottom to work there in turns 1 and 2. Making it work, definitely looks fast. And he's running what looks like to be a little bit of a slider line. So, you know, whatever it takes, he's doing it, and it's working right now for him. He's got about a 6 or 8 car length lead over 2nd place, and the top 2 have really broken away from 3rd and 4th, and they have broken away from the rest of the pack. So really, these guys are battling for position right now, where they're going to be starting in the field, because there's really no threat to them losing one of these transfer spots right now. Back here in 5th and 6th, we have Mace Herman and Kurt Ney. These 2 are battling. They've been battling for most of the race. Ney up high. Herman running right through the middle above the slick there, holding his line. Definitely doing a good job, as Ney's looking for a way around him. Can't seem to find one right now. Goes up high again. Looks like he's trying to cut down. Gets a little bit of a run, but just can't seem to get enough of one to where he can get around Herman. Herman's doing a very good job of holding his line there. Close out the race. So, good heat race there as Silby takes the win, followed by Klinkafus, Birthday, and excuse me. So, those are your top 4 into the feature, as we are lining up our C main event. It's only 6 drivers here in the C main event. Top 4 will go to the B. And on the pole, we have Craig Sharam. Outside of Sharam, we have Brandon Boyles. Starting inside of row number 2, we have Todd Labaub, and outside of him, we have Trent Verstraeten, who was definitely fast and had a little bit of bad luck, so we'll have to wait and see if we can pull out the transfer here in this constellation, get to the B main, hopefully make that feature. In row number 3, we have Lane Stevens, and outside of him, we have Patrick Spangler. So those are your 6 cars here in the C main. Top 4 go to the B. And unless my eyes are deceiving me, it looks like we only had 4 of them grid. So all 4 of these guys should be making it to the B main. So this is really just going to be a battle for position. As for some reason, it looks like Verstraeten and Stevens both did not grid. I'm not sure why, but they both did not grid, it looks like. According to the scoring here that I've got to the right of me. So, maybe technical difficulty, something happened, but that is good news for the 4 cars that are out there, because like I said, all 4 of them will be going straight to the main event. So, Sheeran, Boyles, Labaub, and Spangler. These top 4 coming down for the C main. 8 laps, green flag, we're underway. Sheeran jumps out to an early lead, big lead. Got a good jump there, followed by Labaub. Boyles up top, followed by Spangler. Sheeran with a big cut down out of turn 2. Oh, and Labaub and Boyles get together in the wall. And that's definitely going to string out the pack. Now, good news is, like I said, all 4 of them are going to be making it to the B main, so this is really just an opportunity for you to position yourself better in the B main, and also maybe get yourself dialed in for the B main so you got a better chance of making it to the feature. And yes, there, Jordan Eder, I know I've got a voice like an angel. I've got a face made for radio and the voice to go with it. Alright, lap number 3. Sheeran still in the lead, followed by Spangler, Boyles, and Labaub. Boyles is in no man's land by himself. Labaub is in the pits. Luckily for him, like I said, all 4 should be going to the B main. So, now I will say, Sheeran is laying down some good laps. His last lap is definitely on pace with what we were seeing from the top guys in the last heat race. So, he's definitely going to be a car to keep an eye on coming through the B main. He's definitely got the speed. It's just going to be whether or not he's going to be able to pass these cars as we're making it up through the field. On board with Sheeran right now. You can see just running right above the slick, wide open like we talked about. Keep her straight, keep your foot in it. Nice and smooth. And that's why he's leading the race. Very nice run so far from Craig Sheeran. White flag is out, 1 lap to go. Into turn 1, out of turn 2, down the backstretch. Craig Sheeran with a huge lead over second place. Patrick Spangler as he comes out of turn 4 and takes the checkered flag. Your C main winner, Craig Sheeran, making it to the B main, followed by Spangler, Boyles, and Labaub. So up next is our B main event. 10 laps. Top 8 should be transferring to a main event. And starting on the pole, we have Tim Burner. To the outside of Burner, we have Kenny Hoffman. Inside of row 2, we have Kurt Ney. Outside of Ney, we have Thaddeus Marshall. In row number 3, on the inside is Tony McGill. Outside of McGill, we have Al Denton. On the inside of row number 4, we have Herbert Engelhart. Outside of Engelhart, your C main winner, Craig Sheeran. Inside of row number 5, we have Patrick Spangler. The outside of Spangler, we have Brandon Voiles, and bringing up rear in starting position number 11, we have Todd LaBaube. So, 10 laps, top 8 to the A main event. Burner, Hoffman, bringing them down. Sherm is going to start the B main in the final transfer spot. He's going to start in the 8th position. But, as you know, us race car drivers, we're not too content when it comes to our position. Sometimes, for some reason, when we have stuff locked up, we got to push it. So it'll be interesting to see what he does. Let's see if he can climb up through the field and better his starting position for the A main event tonight. Also, keep an eye on Todd LaBaube. Todd is really fast in these cars. He's had some bad luck tonight. It would not surprise me to see him get up into a transfer spot for the feature. So, pace truck is off. Burner and Hoffman lead them down. Green flag, we are underway. Burner jumps out to a nice lead over Hoffman, followed by Nate and Marshall with Tony McGill, Al Denton, Herbert Engelhart, and Craig Sherem. And contact there out of turn 2, able to save it, was Brandon Voiles. Tough break for Voiles tonight. As Burner, Hoffman, Marshall, Nay, McGill, Spangler, Engelhart, and LaBaube already up to P8. I told you, keep an eye on him. He's fast in these cars. He's already up to that 8th and final transfer spot. And they basically, you can see, we talked about it earlier, they're running that high line, running the marbles, basically just keeping the car straight, keeping it wound up. If you try to make a move and you mess up, it can cost you dearly. And right now with them taking 8, as you can see right there, down on that apron, Spangler hit it and got loose. LaBaube just passed him. So did Engelhart. Tough break. Now Voiles is up to P8. So after dropping back, after contact on the first turn on lap number 1, he's made his way back up to that 8th and final transfer spot. Holding on there with Sherem right behind him. So, back up front, Kenny Hoffman has now taken the lead from Tim Burner, followed by Thaddeus Marshall and Kurt Ney. And Hoffman starting to pull away. He has definitely got that thing on a rail tonight. He is fast. Burner seems to be slowing a little bit. I don't know if he actually has him, if he just knocked the wall and slowed it up or what. Nope, there it is right there. Oh no, and Marshall just got into the back of him. He was able to hold on to it though. He's stayed in 6th place. Engelhart got past him now. Marshall's in 7th, but he's still in a transfer spot. He's still 1 spot ahead of that final transfer spot with Voiles there behind him in 8th. And there's, oh my goodness, and there we have it. Tim Burner hit the wall and just gave Craig Sherem what he wanted, that 8th and final transfer spot, as Burner's gonna have to try to hope for something to happen. Man, that's unfortunate. He just caught the wall and rode right up it, giving that spot, that last transfer spot. Burner was up in 2nd place, man. Just caught it, man. That's a tough, tough break for him. Back up front on the white flag lap, Kenny Hoffman with the big lead over Kurt Ney. Tony McGill in 3rd, followed by Herbert Engelhart and Todd LaBaube from 11th up to 5th. Made his way up fairly quick here in the B main as Hoffman takes the checkered flag, bringing home the win in the B main. So your top 8 transfers: Kenny Hoffman, Kurt Ney, Tony McGill, Herbert Engelhart, Todd LaBaube, Craig Sherem, Thaddeus. What happened to? And, oh, time for the warm-up. And we're probably not going to run the warm-up. Are we going to run? Open the track up? And they open the track up. So like I talked about earlier, the track not slicking off as much as we would normally see with the other cars. So they're going to run the warm-up, see if they can't run this thing in. Really want to see if this track's going to wear in some more. It definitely makes it a whole lot more racy, especially with these cars that don't have those downforce that you see with the wing cars. The racing is so much better in these cars when you can get this track slick. Looking at the times here, everybody is really close. Fastest in warm-up so far is Sammy McNabb, followed by Giovanni Mungin, Bruce Wingett, last week's winner Gunnar Harris, and Cale Heilberg. McNabb, the only sub-18 lap time right now, 17.995. Everybody else in your top 5 there, top 6, 18.0. So less than a tenth of a second separating the top 5 right now, top 6. So definitely some fast cars up front tonight. Going to be some fast, good racing. Hopefully they'll be able to make some passes and give us some action on the track. That's what we're all hoping for. I mean, I know that's what I'm hoping for. Makes this whole broadcasting thing a whole lot easier when there's passing going on. All right. NARC Dirt Midget A main event here at Bristol, taking the track, grading up as your pole sitter. Jake Sonntag will lead them to the field. Outside of Sonntag, we have Giovanni Mungin. In row 2 on the inside, we have Craig Silby. Outside of Silby, last week's winner, Gunnar Harris. In row number 3, we have TJ Skymie. Outside of Skymie, we have Michael Klinkafus. In row number 4 on the inside, we have Brandon Garman. Outside of Garman, we have Bruce Klingen. In row number 5, we've got Michael Birthday, and outside of Birthday, we have Cale Heilberg. In row number 6, we've got Devin Thompson. Outside of Thompson is Sammy McNabb. Row number 7, Jareth Pike, and outside of Pike, we've got Justin Sherman. In row number 8 on the inside, we have Mace Herman, and outside of Herman, we have our B main winner, Kenny Hoffman. In the 17th starting position, we've got Kurt Ney, and outside of Ney is Tony McGill. Next is Herbert Engelhart, and outside of Engelhart is Todd Laval. Row number 11 on the inside is Thaddeus Marshall, and outside of Marshall is Brandon Boyles. On the inside of row number 12 is Craig Sheeran, and outside of Sheeran is Tim Burner, making the last transfer spot in the B main after that bad luck, was able to hold on and make it to the features. So 30 lap A main event. Pace truck is off. We are underway as Sonntag jumps out to an early lead over Mungie, Silby, and Harris. Everybody 2, 3 wide as we head through turns 1 and 2 down the backstretch. Sonntag up top with Mungie way up top, Silby through the middle, and Harris down low as they come down the front stretch. Sonntag running that slider line as he pops up there, but Mungie really getting a run coming out of the corner. Same thing with Silby there on the bottom coming out of turn 2 as Harris is running up top there. Silby slides up takes the number 3 position from Gunnar Harris as we come down the front stretch for lap number 3. Oh, Silby came up really close to Mungie, was able to keep the car off of him and still maintain his momentum. As they're 3 wide coming out of turn 4 there for the second position, Mungie, Silby, and Harris all battling, which is letting TJ Skyney catch him right now as Mungie pulls right up on the back of Jake Sonntag and has got a huge run as he goes for the slide job into turn number 3, gets in front of Sonntag. Sonntag cuts underneath, coming back down, crossover. Oh, and the caution flag comes out. Oh, and it looks like that was Herbert Engelhart and Tony McGill. A little bit of an incident. Instant replay is unfortunately not working right now. It looks like they're going to give Sonntag the position back over Mungie after he made that pass. And that's the thing with the iRacing scoring here, is you got to make that lap after you make that pass. And they had just crossed the line right when that caution came out. So scoring gives it back to Sonntag as he's going to hold on to that number 1 spot. Spot number 2 is going to be Giovanni Mungie, followed by Silby, Harris, and Linkofus. Your top 5. All right, so pace lap number 27 is in the books. Hopefully we'll be going green here soon. You gotta love Bristol. That's the one bad thing about this place, is we get to eye pace around this place, which is definitely no fun. And we are back underway as Sonntag jumps out to a lead over Giovanni Mungie, followed by Silby, Harris, Klinkofus, Garmin, Klingen, McNabb, and Skymie. Those are your top 10. Mungie looking for that run that he had on Sonntag before the caution came out. We'll have to see if he can get another run on the first place car here to make a pass. Cuts underneath, tries to get a run down the banking, nothing happening. As Sonntag still holding strong, looking good with the line that he's running there, definitely in 3 and 4, making it very hard for Mungie to get a run on him right now. And as you can see, they're all just running that high line. Sonntag, Mungie. Silby looks to the inside of Mungie, coming out of 4. Falls back in line as they head into turn 1 and 2 right on the wall. Mungie with a heck of a run there on Sonatag. That's what he was looking for. Looks to the inside, see if he's going to throw the slider. Slide job comes. There it is. Sonatag's going to look to cut underneath. Drag race down the front stretch, and it's going to be Mungie. He holds on to it, but Sonatag looks back for that slider. Mungie cutting underneath, and he's gonna make it, kind of, and he throws another slider back. Gotta love the slider battles on dirt, man. They're awesome. Sonatag with another slide job, and Mungie threads the needle between Sonatag and Sylvie to get the lead. Wow, that was definitely a move right there. Gotta tip your hat to that. That was a good one. And he holds on to the lead. Sonatag's got another run, though. It doesn't look like he's going to be able to get another slider on him this time. No, as they're 4 wide in turns 1 and 2. Man, you can throw a blanket over these top 4. And all that slider battle that has allowed Gunnar Harris, he is now up battling for the lead. The one car on the bottom, as he's now trying to take second place away from Jake Sonatag. He's the only car running the low line right now, and he's definitely making it work because he's got a huge run coming out of turn 2. Pulls Mungie down the backstretch, and it looks like he's going to get him down the front stretch. He does. As Gunnar Harris, your new leader here on lap 12 at the Bristol Motor Speedway. Heck of a move. So after all that battling, Gunnar Harris takes the lead from Giovanni Mungie out of turn 4, and he is breaking away. Mungie and Sylvie battling now for the second place position as Harris is just pulling away. Sonatag's fallen back to 4th position, followed by Michael Klinkafis, and then you've got Sammy McNabb and Bruce Klingen there in your 6th and 7th days. And Klingen, Sharam, and Skyme with a little bit of a battle. Those two are closing up on Klingen as the battle for the top 10 here is definitely heating up. Sharam gets a good run on Klingen here in turns 3 and 4. Klingen up on the top. Sharam right on the bottom, on the apron. If you can run that line and make it stick, it's fast. It's just super hard to do. But he's making it work right now. And you can see the run that he gets out of the corner as he pulls even with the 21 car of Klingen. Makes the move into turn 3 and 4 there. Gets a good run out of the corner, and he's going to make it stick. Sharam up to the 7th place position here on lap 17 of this 30-lap event. Oh, and Sonatag gets loose and cuts all the way down the course. Falls to 6th position in the feature. So your pole sitter who started up front, number 1, has fallen to the 6th place position. Got a little loose coming out of the corner and dropped all the way back. Luckily was able to hold on to it and did not get wrecked. But back up front, number 1, Gunnar Harris, has broken away with a huge lead over Giovanni Mungie, Craig Silby, and Sammy McNabb, who are dicing it up for the 2nd place position. McNabb now up to 2nd place, gets past Silby, is down low, trying to make his way around Mungie. You can see the bottom is definitely the fastest way around the track if you can run the line correctly. The thing is running it correctly. It's really, really hard to do. Have to be so patient on that throttle, and McNabb is doing a good job of it as he gets around Mungie for the 2nd place position. Now 10 laps to go. Will he be able to run down Gunnar Harris? That's going to be a tall task. Harris has got almost a 2-second lead over 2nd place. 1.6 seconds right now here on lap 21 of 30. Right, man, and the caution is out, and that's going to wipe it all away as Gunnar Harris is going to have to give up that lead, and Sammy McNabb is going to get the break that he needed so he can have a shot to win this race. Man, that was a heck of a battle up front, man. That was an awesome race. So we're going to see what happens now as we're going to have, looks like 9 laps to go when they come to take the green flag again. You're going to have Gunnar Harris, Sammy McNabb, Giovanni Mungie, Craig Silby, and Craig Sherm, your top 5. And McNabb was fast. He was definitely fast. His last few laps were on pace with Gunnar Harris, so it's going to be interesting to see if he can get around him, or at least make a play to get around him. See if he can pace with them. Mungie looks committed to the top. I don't think he's going to go low, and I don't know if the top is going to come in the next 7-8 laps to where it will be the fast line. It looks like the bottom, if you can make that thing, if you can stick it there, it looks like the line, you know, to beat right now. And Harris and McNabb are doing a good job of running it, so it'll be interesting to see what happens. So as we pace and wait, we've got Sammy McNabb and Gunnar Harris up front, Sammy McNabb, Giovanni Mungin, 4th place Craig Sylvie, Craig Sheeran, your top 5. Then we have Klinkapis, Sonatag, Klingon, Skyme, and Sherman in the top 10. Just outside the top 10, we have Thompson, Heilbutt, Hoffman, Garmin, and Boyles. And then Marshall, Pike, LeBaub, Berner, Day, Herman are bringing up the last on the lead lap, with Birthday, Englehart, and McGill in the pits. So 21 of 24 cars still on the lead lap, as we're going to have 9 laps to go when we actually take the green flag. All right. So, I believe we're going to get to go green now. At least that's the way it's looking. You know, when you're on the track racing, it's actually a lot easier, because then I know. Whoops. Sorry about that. Then I know how many pace laps we got left. All right, here we go. Harris leads him down. Green flag. We are back underway. 9 laps to go. Harris, McNabb, and Mungie, your top 3, and they break away. Mungie goes to the bottom. Going to see if he can make that work, following what McNabb and Harris have been doing so far this race. Harris down low. McNabb just 1 lane above where Harris is running, and Mungie running right above the slick there in turns 3 and 4. McNabb all over Gunnar Harris as we come through turns 2 out down the backstretch. McNabb definitely got a run on him that time. Going to look to see if he can make moves. Slides way up the track. Going to see if he can find something around the outside. And he does. Man, he is hooked up on a rail. Sammy McNabb takes the lead on lap 24 with Gunnar Harris on the inside trying to get the position back. And the caution is out. Oh, we'll have to see how iRacing scores that. McNabb did take the lead and passed the stripe, so he should hold on to the position. And it looks like he's going to hold on to the number 1 position. Man, got around Harris and was able to get past the stripe before the caution came out. He'll hold on to that number 1 position over Gunnar Harris, followed by Giovanni Mungin in 3rd. So McNabb, Harris, Mungie, Sonatag back up to 4th after falling all the way back to 7th place. He's made it back up into the top 5. After Sonatag is Silby, and then it looks like Klingon. Yeah, Klingon. Klingon, Klinkapis, Jerem, Thompson, and Skyme, your top 10 at the moment. Sammy McNabb rocking my home dirt track on his car, man. I don't know if he lives close to me, but Silver Dollar Speedway, that is my home track. My home dirt track's about 30 minutes from me. And every race car he's got Silver Dollar Speedway on the side of it. So unless there's another Silver Dollar Speedway outside of the one here in Chico, which I don't think there is. Sammy McNabb rooting, apparently sponsored or representing my favorite dirt track here on the West Coast. So much love, McNabb. Way to represent. Hopefully this year the Outlaws will actually come out here. Didn't get him like we usually get him in the spring, which was definitely disappointing. Hopefully they'll be back in the fall. My year just doesn't feel right without Gold Cup. I don't know. It just doesn't seem like, just not complete. Like if I don't get to go to a sprint car race, it's like it wasn't a real year. I don't know. So. Anyways, that's for another day. All right, here we go. 1 to green now. Sammy McNabb looking for his first NARC Dirt Midget win. Out of turn 4, leads him down, green flag, and he gets a good jump as Mungie makes a move to the outside of Harris, trying to see if he can grab that number 2 position, maybe get up there and challenge McNabb, but McNabb's got a heck of a run down the backstretch into turn 3. He's really got the bottom working, doing a phenomenal job of getting that car to stick, as Gunnar Harris with a huge run out of turn 4 right on McNabb's backside, and Sonatag has made his way back up front here, fighting for the lead as we come down to 4 laps to go. It's Sammy McNabb, Jake Sonatag, and Gunnar Harris, your top 3, and throw a blanket over them. They are battling for the win here tonight in the NARC Dirt Midgets at Bristol. As McNabb tabs the wall, that gives Sonatag a chance to close in on him. Sonatag, who started the race on the pole position, led the first few laps, dropped all the way back to 7th, has now made his way back up to 2nd place, battling for the lead as he takes the 2 spot away from Harris, as Harris cuts back underneath and gets past him as they head down into turn 3, and McNabb says, thank you very much, boys, keep on doing that, because that is allowing him to slowly pull away from the 2nd place car there of Gunnar Harris. McNabb on the bottom, he's really got that line working. And you can see he gets a great run out of the corner, but him, Harris, Sonatag, and Mungie, they are literally all running almost identical lap times within a couple thousandths of each other. McNabb's really holding that line well. I don't know how Harris is going to be able to get around him on this last turn as they come down. White flag for the checkered, and the win. It's Sammy McNabb takes the win over Gunnar Harris and Jake Sonatag, followed by Giovanni Mungie, Craig Silvey, Devin Thompson up to 6th, Bruce Klingen in 7th, TJ Skyme in 8th, Justin Sherman in 9th, and Thaddeus Marshall in 10th. So, there is your final results for the feature. Sammy McNabb in 1st, Gunnar Harris in 2nd, Jake Sonatag in 3rd, Giovanni Mungie in 4th, Craig Silvey 5th, Devin Thompson 6th, Bruce Kling in 7th, TJ Skyme in 8th, Justin Sherman in 9th, and Thaddeus Marshall rounding out your top 10, followed by Kenny Hoffman, Brandon Boyles, Jareth Pike, Todd LeBaub, Kurt Ney, Tim Berner, Cale Heilbutt, Mace Herman, Michael Klinkofis, and Craig Shearman. And then got Brandon Garman, Michael Birthday, Herbert Englehart, and Tony McGill. Those last 3 definitely with bad luck as they had some incidents, some wrecks early on in the race. So, heck of a job by our top three here, which we are going to try to get in the booth for an interview. See if we got these guys in here real quick. All right, we got Gunnar Harris. All right, Gunnar Harris, you got me? Hey, man, heck of a race tonight. You had the lead. You were definitely fast through the first 3/4 of the race. You almost held on for the end there. You made a run, almost got back around McNabb. How'd your race go tonight, and how were you trying to get around Sammy there towards the end? Now, I saw you run in the bottom pretty much most of the race. Did you set your car up to run down there, or is that just where you found it to be fastest? What was your plan with your line going into the race tonight? Well, right on, man. Heck of a job coming home second place after last week's run that you had. I mean, definitely a good start for your midget season here in the NARC. So before you go, do you got any friends, family, sponsors you want to thank? All right, man. Well, thank you very much. Great run tonight, man. There you go, you guys. Gunnar Harris, your second place finisher here at the Bristol Motor Speedway. Have a good night, man. All right, Jake, do you got me? All right, you guys. Third place, Jake Sonntag. Jake, you had a very up and down feature night. You started on the pole after setting fast time and winning your heats. You dropped all the way back to seventh in the feature, and then the last few laps, you found yourself back up battling for the win. Tell me, what was going on tonight with your feature race? Well, it was definitely a good run to finish third. I mean, anytime you can finish third here in art, especially with the midgets, it's a good run. But for you to be able to battle back from dropping all the way down to seventh and then back up there for the lead. So when you actually started running the bottom, did you go down there to just pass somebody, or did you wanted to just try something different, or what was the exact reason you went down there? All right, well, heck of a run, man. Third place tonight here in the NRC Dirt Midgets. Before you go, do you got any friends, family, sponsors you want to thank? All right, sounds good. So there you go, you guys. Your third place finisher, Jake Sonatag. Well, thank you very much, Jake, and have a good one. All right, you guys, and it doesn't look like our winner, Sammy McNabb, is going to join us. So I think that's going to do it for the NARC Dirt Midgets tonight here at Bristol. So once again, Sammy McNabb, your winner, followed by Gunnar Harris, Jake Sonatag, Giovanni Mungeon, and Craig Silby, rounding out your top five. And then you've got Devin Thompson, Bruce Klingon, TJ Skyme, Justin Sherman, and Thaddeus Marshall in your top 10. So that's going to do it for us here at Bristol with the NARC Dirt Midgets. But we will be back in about 25 minutes with the NARC non-wing 410 sprint cars at Fairbury. So I will see you guys all back here in just a bit. Thank you for joining us. Take care.